Success will crumble you if you're not ready.
Coming up on the Melanin Money Show.
We had to become different people, and we had to evolve to the level of the business that we said we wanted to grow to support that.
When I meet people, when I try to even post online, I'm so much more authentic because they have to know who I am.
Right, so you could have 50,000 followers, 500,000 followers on Instagram, but what does that really mean if you can't? That doesn't translate to getting people to want to leave their house. You have to take control over your own destiny. We don't push entrepreneurship because we think it's the only narrative and that you have to be entrepreneurs. For those of you who are in those types of situations and need to get out, I would not be relying on somebody to come save you. What's up, family? Welcome back to another episode of the Melanin Money Show.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be one of them ones, y'all. So, we are, as of this recording, a few weeks outside of the end of the year.
Yes, sir.
So we thought that it would be a great time to reflect on the good, the bad, and the ugly of 2023. Carter, how you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good. First of all, I'm tired of you wearing sunglasses while we record.
Hey, see, this is different though. So these
giving me a heads
see,
up.
these got like the little tint. You know what I'm saying?
No, brother.
See, these got the little tint. These are player.
Cool, we gonna be cool together. Okay?
These are player. You know what I'm saying? They got the little tint. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you, man. But you know what I'm saying? You gotta give me the heads up. So now we gonna be cool.
Okay.
We go.
Now, if y'all give us a little grace, we're recording this the weekend of the morning of our awards show, right?
So, feel a little Hollywood
if it's any day to feel Hollywood, today's the day, man. So for those of y'all who are watching this episode, I hope that you got a chance to be there. Now, this is going to be kind of interesting. It's the precursor. It hasn't happened yet. So we're not going to talk about the details of the award show, but kind of just some of the preparation of that, and then also the other events and experiences that we had this year that kind of just led us to this point, right? But before we get into that, let's talk about
what happened yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were current events, but here we're getting right into it. Okay.
We'll get to current event. This is a current event.
Jesus Christ.
It's as current as it comes.
Jesus Christ.
So as you all know, me and GA, we settle everything the way
quite literally
men should.
Everything.
Yeah, we settle everything the way men should, and that is with a good old game of rock paper scissors.
Rock paper scissors. Whether it's a $20 order of food, or say a $30 order of food at a restaurant, or a $30,000 bill for who's going to pay for the jet.
Yeah. So
now, before he goes into, let me give my spiel. I normally win. Right, my record is impeccable. Right, so I was feeling very confident. So confident. Right, even our team was feeling confident. They pre-purchased trophies, right, for who they thought would win this epic rock paper scissors game. Because they were going to hope that Carter was finally going to gracefully bow out, and the complete opposite happened.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is everybody got a plan to get punched in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? So we get on the PJ. We flew our team to Atlanta for the award show, and me and G was like, all right, this will be an ultimate game, rock, paper, scissors. We're 30,000 feet in the air. We're going to play rock, paper, scissors for who pays for this private jet. And the suspense, the team, everybody recording me in the middle of the jet. And your boy came out on top. You know what I'm saying?
Pause. Hey, yo.
Come on.
First and foremost. Hey, yo.
God.
Hey, yo.
Anyway,
so, he won the game.
I won the game.
He won the game.
I won the game. And
we gonna run it back. Listen, my record is impeccable, bro. I have felt no emotion because I just knew that I was gonna.
No emotion.
I'm saying leading into the moment. You was probably nervous because you just coming off a Jamaica loss. Mm-hmm. Right, he was in Jamaica. He just paid for the dinner. Yeah. Then we played Taboo. Mm-hmm. Ran the table with him on Taboo.
And look, man, it's not about how often you win. It's about when you win. Right, I'm all about time.
At least I'm not a sore loser, man. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Okay.
It won't last long.
This $30,000 gonna last long, brother.
Oh, you gonna send it right back? We gonna find a place to fly. We gonna find a place to fly. I'm getting that back.
Anyway, so I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great.
I bet you are.
Yeah. So that's the current event that we did, and
man,
I'm probably gonna post that video on all the shout out pages so the world can know that you lost.
Petty Pendergrass, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for Petty Pendergrass.
But in current news, right, outside of you losing, there's a lot of things happening in the world right now. Where do you want to start?
Where do I want to start? So first and foremost, right, it's getting tricky out here. I saw that people are having such a hard time with rent. And it's so expensive that they are not only spouses who are now no longer together, still staying together so they can share this rent bill. People are literally listing the other half of their bed, right, for rent.
Oh, I
to
did
strangers.
see that. In what? Toronto, right?
Yeah.
So people are renting out the other half of their bed. Like, this is Airbnb on steroids. Like
Right.
I thought renting out another room was a little,
Right.
invasive on your privacy.
Right.
But you mean you're renting out the other side of the bed?
Other side of the bed.
You tuck the cover in the middle.
Tuck the cover.
Like, remember the episode we talked about with
Two grown men on vacation. Yeah, who got the head? Who got the foot? Yeah,
but no, that's actually crazy. I mean, it just shows, man. Like, in all seriousness, how crazy rent rates are getting.
Yeah, rent is getting ridiculous, man. And just like, it also just goes to show you that, like, you have to take control over your own destiny. We don't push entrepreneurship because we think it's the only narrative and that you have to be entrepreneurs. Like, our business wouldn't be what it is if we didn't have a great team. So we understand that there's a place for that. But for those of you who are in those types of situations and need to get out, I would not be relying on somebody to come save you, right? Because, like, yeah, rent is getting higher, but guess what? It's only going to get more high. Right. And so it's like putting yourself in a position to where you can control your own destiny. I'm not saying you got to be super entrepreneur, but can I do a side hustle? Can I do something to bring an extra $1,500 a month to kind of offset, the burden? That will change a lot of people's lives. An extra $1,500, $2,000 a month. I know you hear about these big numbers online, but that will change a lot of people's lives. You know what I'm saying? So, like, putting yourself in a position to where you can bring in some extra income so you're not feeling it so bad.
Yeah, man. That's actually a great point, because we can't be sharing the other side of our bed. And I refuse to stay with my spouse, to stay with somebody. I'm gonna stay with my ex just because we can't afford to live separate. Like, that's living. That's like the definition of living a nightmare, right there.
Big facts.
I'm good on that.
Another current event thing. So, as y'all know, if y'all don't know, and we said we're going to do it, we're probably doing it in 2024, just on some, like, fun organic content. But, like, me and Carter, there's no wing left behind in a city when it comes to wings. Like, we love wings, right?
Had some last night.
But I saw that DoorDash is now allowing people to basically split pay or affirm their food order. We got people financing chicken wings.
No way.
People finance. Hey, it said $48.50 every 2 weeks for a wing order. I lied to you not.
So you mean to tell me you can use Afterpay
for some wings? For some wings.
And people are using Afterpay,
bro. Now, I love some wings, bro. If I had to Afterpay the wings, man, I don't know if I love them that bad.
I can eat the wings with good conscience, knowing that I gotta pay for these again next week.
Imagine next week roll around, you sit on your couch, wings been gone, and you get a notification, thank you for your payment, and ain't no wings coming. What?
It would ruin my relationship with wings,
right?
Real talk.
What?
So, word to the people, man. Like, don't have to pay. Don't have to pay wings. Don't have to pay food. Don't use Afterpay for DoorDash. If you need to use Afterpay for delivery food, take your butt to the grocery store,
right, and make that joint stretch.
That stuff yourself, right? Because, like, that's signs of a bigger problem than just the wings. You know what I'm saying?
As I always like to say, the place in which you experience pain is really of the source of it.
Yes.
Right. That is not your problem. Your problem is much bigger than having to finance that wing order.
Go to Aldi's, man. I remember back in the day when I was a shorty, they built Aldi's on the corner of my block. I had to knock off everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had
the knockoff Cheerios,
the knockoff
Fruitios,
the
cereal in the bag. The cereal in the bag used to go crazy though. The bag cereal used to go crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. The Captain Crunch knockoff got me through. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, this might change the trajectory of the relationship. What were some of your top cereals? Growing up, like cereals that you love.
Oh man, it's easy. Easy. Fruity Pebbles is number one for me. Say what you want, pause, whatever. Fruity Pebbles, Apple Jacks.
Okay.
Reese Puffs.
Wow. Apple Jacks, I'm with you 100%. Fruity Pebbles is like, it's a personal preference. It's like, okay.
That's my number one favorite cereal. Yeah.
Apple Jacks, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh, okay, I missed. Okay, yeah, I missed.
And Captain Crunch is my top three.
Yeah, but you had a long time to think about this, man.
No, bro, I knew it when I asked the question.
Okay.
Your man said Reese's Puffs top three is crazy. Reese's Puffs top three is crazy.
That's crazy, bro. I'll take that back. So I'll substitute Reese's Puffs for a Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Fruity Pebbles, Cinnamon Toast
Crunch. That's like between number one and number two.
Yeah,
bro.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch is number one all time.
I might have to agree.
Yeah.
Man, and the milk.
The milk, you pet. And we can talk about that all. That's a whole episode.
Yeah.
But that being said, let's get into it, man. So this was a big year for us, man. A big year in a lot of ways. A lot of great moments. A lot of big conversations. A lot that had to happen. And so again, in our effort to try to be transparent, to give you guys a glimpse of behind the scenes of just like what it's like to, run a business, and all of its dynamics, giving you the highlights, the wins, but also some of the challenges, so that you guys can take that and, apply that to your business as well. So let's start with the top of the year. We didn't say this off record, but we're gonna bring it up again. So one of the tough conversations you have to have in business, especially if you have a partner, is making sure that you guys are all aligned.
Yeah.
So one of the toughest conversations we had to have this year was, for those of you who are OG Melanin Money Show listeners, we used to have a third partner, right? And we knew that 2023 was going to be a big year, and we just had to be aligned. So without going into too many details, essentially it was the best thing for all parties involved that Carter and I continued on with the Melanin Money brand, and our other partner decided to move in a different direction, right? Now, that was a very tough thing for us to do. We all started together, as it relates to the podcast, at least, and the community that we started. But, unarticulated expectations lead to premeditated resentments. And so, in the spirit of, preserving relationships and just really putting people in the best position to thrive, like, we had to have a very tough conversation in order to make this, what you guys are seeing now, what it is. So that was kind of like the first thing.
Yeah, man.
That happened.
And I remember like it was yesterday, bro. Yeah. It just wasn't, we couldn't go where we were trying to go without everybody being on the same page. And we had different outlooks of what we wanted to do this year.
Right.
And I remember rereading the 4 Hour Workweek with Tim Ferriss, and like, this is a living testament that whatever you're seeking, you shall find. Mm-hmm. Right. So I'm rereading the 4 Hour Workweek, and the quote in the book, the entire book. I read the book. This is my fourth time reading it. I never heard this quote in the book. My fourth time reading it, because of where I was at in life. It said, your success is directly determined by how many difficult conversations you're willing to have, and you're currently living a nightmare because you're unwilling to have those conversations. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I'm like, I called you, like, bro, we got to have this conversation.
Yeah.
And we did, and all parties came out.
It's actually smoother than we could have expected.
Yeah. It's crazy we have tough conversations. How the other party wanted to have the conversation too, and y'all were both doing something you didn't want to do because y'all were scared to bring it up. And then when you bring it up, it's like, well, I was thinking the same thing too, and actually we're both better going our separate ways amicably, and both parties ended up happier.
100%. Yeah. So that was kind of the first domino. And then from there we went right into
second domino, which I didn't tell you about. The second hardest conversation we had to have after that was like, are we going to go all in on this?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I remember that conversation.
That was around this time last year.
It was.
Remember, it was right before.
It was around this time last year.
Yeah. Right after our equity experience event.
Yes, and I literally remember this conversation verbatim, because we were talking about like, look, you've developed your own personal brand. Mm-hmm. As the financial advisor and world-class investor that you are, I built my I built my brand on being a tax advisor for the culture and all these things. And it was like, bro, we put tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars behind our individual brands. Mm-hmm. Are we going to come together and make this Melanin Money brand bigger than our separate brands?
Right.
Because it's going to cut into how we built our own brands. It's definitely going to cut into the money that we're making, because now we have to share the money that we were making individually. And like that, bro, that was a scary conversation for me, because as you know, like I feed my family with the money that I make. Like my entire family depends on me. So I'm like, we had that real conversation. Like, look, bro, if we go put our money together, we got to put all our business on the table. Like, how much are you currently earning right now? What do you need to survive? What are your goals? Who's depending on you? Right. Because what we can't do is we can't just go into this partnership thinking that it's going to be all roses and sunshines when we got actual things we got to pay for and actual people depending on us. Right. So us having that real conversation, and I always remember your wife coming to sit down with us and was like, yo, like, I was asked, like, yo, do you really think if we come together, do you really think that we can do this and make it bigger than something that we do individually? And she said, there's no doubt in my mind that if y'all go all in on this, this will be bigger than anything that y'all can do individually. Right. And that gave me, like, as a third party person coming in, that gave me more confidence in that moment than anything that we could have said together.
No, 100%. And I think what's so dope about it is, I don't, like, while we both believe that, otherwise we wouldn't have went all in, and me being the visionary that I am, the speed at which it happened, I don't know if I could have predicted. I don't like. I felt like it was gonna be a 24-month, 36. Like the fact that like these dominoes are falling as fast as they're falling, I think is a God rewarding us. Like it's still hard, right? Which we're gonna talk about today, but like letting us know, like I want to show y'all early because y'all, I got some big things y'all got to do, but like this was the decision that you should have made, right? And so yeah, that was a tough conversation because again, to Carter's point, like we were who we were separately, and then now it's like it's almost a risk to come together. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because it's like. Was that gonna work? This is already working, right? I got this business that I've automated. It's like I don't have to meet with clients anymore. It's smooth sailing. Do I really want to do this? But when I think about fulfillment and legacy and impact, it's like yes. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to do it I couldn't do it on my own. I'm not gonna have ego. Like I could not have done this year would have not been the same if we didn't partner, right? I can confidently say that. I can put my ego aside and know that like we are better as a collective, right? And so one of the first things we were able to do, like literally, I feel like it was days after having that not the conversation in December, but the conversation about our other partner. We talked to Dave Shands, and he's like, yeah, let's do a podcast tour together, right? Literally days that almost got like the first thing, like, okay, you did what you're supposed to do. Now, all right, now you said you want to do a podcast tour. So we announced a podcast tour.
Who are we to go on tour?
Right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Well,
like, with
these shades on, apparently, right?
Yeah. But this is us, like,
just being funny.
Yeah, no, like this is us at the beginning of the year. Like, who were we to?
And let me tell you the sickest one. The crazy part about it is the original plan was to do 2 cities a week, back to back. Right, for like back to back, 2 cities a week, like it was insane. Let me tell y'all something. Like we are online, we're entrepreneurs, but like we do a lot online, right? So we can send emails, send texts out, and get 3, 4, 5, 600 people in a room in 7 days. Mm-hmm. In person is to get somebody to leave their house, take their bonnet off, do their hair, put their makeup on, put that drip on. Like it's a different ball game, right? Mm-hmm. And you'll see some of the evolution in our marketing efforts in 2024 to speak to that because it's different. Like we didn't know what we didn't know. And here's another thing, entrepreneurs, like your success is not transferable, right? You have to be a student. Whenever you do something new, you got to be a student to that thing. Mm-hmm. Just because you're successful in another lane, don't have ego and think like, oh, well, shoot, yeah, we like it's easy. It's nothing. We get 500 people, 600 people in the room on a Tuesday. Yeah. Of course, we're gonna be able to pack out a tour
on a webinar. Easy
right?
money.
No, sir.
Person?
No, sir.
Bro.
It's work, right? And I'm glad to say that we did it. But when I tell you, we earned every seat.
Everybody in that room was earning. Look, if you came to any stop on the podcast tour, I love you. We love you because it was not easy. It was not easy, and it was an ego check.
It was an ego check.
Yeah, we had venues that were like, it was funny. It was like, we want venues that could fit 250, 300 people. Then it just so happened that we could only find venues that fit about 100, 125 people.
Yeah.
And God knew because I remember for that first stop in Houston, we were like, bro, we got like half the room filled.
We got to figure this out.
And we 2 days out. And we only got 50% of the room tickets sold. So we had to do some guerrilla marketing strategies. Right. It ended up packing the room. And the crazy thing, we packed out every single stop, but it took everything out of us to pack.
And I'm gonna tell y'all something that this year also taught me, y'all, and my therapist told me: evidence over emotion. What I've learned about my people is that y'all gonna show up, but y'all gonna show up at the last minute, right? At the last minute, and so even though we know that, right? Sometimes the emotion of like, oh my gosh, like the event's here. We're supposed to be these great entrepreneurs. And like, where are the people at? The tickets ain't sold yet. Like the emotion.
You can't fake.
You can't finesse.
You can't fake the recap if the seats is
there's only so many angles. You know what I'm saying? Hey, no, videographer, get like pan down, get this top right corner.
get the side of his head, the side of her head, then pan to us, bro.
Yeah, why the cut so fast? Because it's 7 people. Like you can't finesse that, right?
Yeah.
Videographers over there sweating like, bro, like I'm not a magician. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, he having to take up one of the seats.
Yeah. Got that selfie style. You know what I'm saying? Like hey, yeah. But nah, man, this is serious. Like, so y'all, like we tell y'all we had to learn. It was a learning curve, and so we know we don't have the Beyonce effect, right? It's not that we can drop something at midnight and we wake up and it's sold out yet. And so, next year, so now for me, that's the new excitement of the new challenge of like being able to pack a room out with 1,000 people, right? So this year was hundreds. My goal is we'll have at least one event next year that's thousands. And then from there, we out of here, right? Yeah. And it's not just about numbers. I don't want y'all to think like we care about the numbers. It's just that we ultimately care about impact. And so we have an event, like if y'all see our events, we go crazy. And we spend
a lot of money.
We spend a lot of money, right? So one of the I don't want to say good side, downside is that like this isn't a new business for us. This is an extension of our entrepreneur journey. So we're able to start it. Like our first businesses, it was like, we was everything to everybody. We couldn't hire nobody to do nothing. It was all on us, and it was very scrappy. So the pro or con to this is that we can throw money at stuff, right? Which makes it very, very aesthetic and it makes it a vibe. But at the same token, like we spending some ducats, some shekels.
Yeah, and I think that my biggest takeaway from it was it just made me so much more of a empathetic person when I meet people. Like so you can get caught in the wind of like having a lot of influence. Yeah. But for me, like knowing how hard it is to get people in a room, I need to make everybody that meets me, that's a fan of me, actually like love me as a person. Right. Because it's going to take love to get somebody to leave their house and catch a flight to come see you in person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the online stuff is like, it's just so vanity. And after that first podcast stopped, I was like, I have to change the way I interact with my audience. They need to know me for who I am. I can't just be this person that's trying to look perfect on social media all the time. I can't just only talk about taxes. I need to let them know me as a person, because the only way people are going to leave the house and come see me
they know you.
If they feel like they know me.
Hey, aren't you tired of buying courses in those emotional states when you want to get a result, but then you actually don't do anything with the course? Do you know on average the completion rate for a course is about 2%? But here's the thing, it's not entirely your fault. The problem is you buy the course, but you don't have access to the source who actually created it.
See, that's why we're doing something different. With the Melanin Millionaire Club, you're not just gonna get access to courses, you'll get access to the people who created it so you can get your questions answered. Because it's not just about learning, it's about taking that information so you can start earning. So the Melanin Millionaire Club is gonna give you access to courses, but not just that, it's an entire university of information. We have financial flicks, we have hundreds of previous recordings, but more than that, y'all, we have an amazing community of people just like you who are trying to become a first generation millionaire. So like GA said, like you can survive without community, but you can't thrive without community. So this is the place you need to be, right?
100%, because here's the thing. If it was just about information, we'd all be billionaires with six packs. So that's why every single Monday, we're going to set the tone for your week with Melanin Millionaire Mondays, where our entire community is going to meet up. The energy is going to be high. We're going to set the intention for what we're going to execute on so we can move the needle forward, and Carter and I and the rest of our team can keep you accountable.
So that's enough information. You see the rest in the club. All you got to do, click the link below, sign up, and start your journey to your first millionaire year. Let's get it, man.
Let's go.
Yeah, because it's depth over width, right? Yeah. So you could have 50,000 followers, 500,000 followers on Instagram, but what does that really mean if you can't? That doesn't translate to getting people to want to leave their house.
How is it influence if you can't influence somebody to do something?
100%.
If I can't influence you to leave your house and come to an event where I'm going to be at, then I don't have influence. And how do I gain that? By giving you value. So you know if you leave the house to come see me, you're going to return to your house a better person than you left.
Right.
So it just helped me really identify how I want to relate to my audience, and it made me so much better of a content creator and a better person, because now when I meet people or when I try to even post online, I'm so much more authentic because they have to know who I am. They have to be able to relate to me. If we want to come out this year, next year, and every year going forward.
Yeah. So our takeaway from that is that when it comes to doing events in person, like you have to be proactive, you have to be intentional, and you have to like show your full self, right, online. Not the perfect perception of what you want to show people, but who you authentically are. And then when they do come, remind them that was a great decision to be there, right? That's the biggest takeaway. But the benefit in that is that you get a chance to see the fruit of your labor. You get to see your impact. So while it is like, it's so much easier to just do stuff online, and like it is, but it's so much more impactful to do something in person. You know what I'm saying? So so that was the biggest takeaway from the podcast tour. To our conversation from December, the next kind of big milestone, there's a lot that happened in between, but for the sake of the episode, we're going to hit some of the major milestones. The next big thing that happened is the formal announcement and merger of our businesses.
I can't tell you how much of a pressure relief it was when we made that announcement, because leading up to it, like again, we had the tough conversations, and I was nervous about having to split 50% of the money that I used to have 100% of, right? But when we had our mastermind event, and then we did our masterminds at the same venue. So you had your mastermind clients, I had my mastermind clients, and we decided to bring them in the room together to let them know that.
And they had no idea.
They had no idea. It was dope. They had no idea. So it was like, hey, y'all, just come to this other room over here, and they saw us come together on stage, and then we made that announcement, and the room erupted. You're not just going to be getting George. You're not just be getting Carter. You're going to get both of us for the next 12 months. The price, we kept the price the same for them, and they were just ecstatic. And for me, I was like, yo, so much pressure was taken off my shoulders, because now all these people are not just looking to Carter for everything. Like, for those of you all that have a coaching program or don't have a coaching program, that want a coaching program, it's cool, it's dope, but having hundreds of people solely look to you for all the answers,
it's tough.
It's stressful. It's a lot of weight on your shoulders, because these people paid you a lot of money. You want to help them get the result, but all of it's on your shoulders. And I just remember, like, the last event we had at the mansion party, I was like, take me off the wall. Y'all got pictures of me everywhere. I just got so tired of being the main person. Yeah. And we finally made that announcement. Like, I just remember, like, the weight falling off my shoulders. Like, I finally have somebody to share the burden of all these people's success.
Yeah, because it's a dogfight. I mean, and so there's this multiple layer, right? So it's like, one, your students, clients, mentees, whatever you call them, they're not just looking at one person. But then two, like the executive leadership and the thought work, right? Not the manual labor, but the thought work of decision making and what goes into the program and what we're doing and who's doing what, who's owning work. It doesn't matter who you hire. And we have some world-class team members, right? Shout out to all of our team. If you're watching this, I'm not gonna go through the names, because knowing me, I'll forget at least one, but you know who you are. Like, even though they're world, there's certain decisions that only we can make, right? And when you have to make those decisions exclusively, it's a lot of pressure. Now, whereas now we get to be each other's sounding board. I have something I'm thinking about, get to run it through his filter, it gets more refined. He has something he's thinking about, he run it through my filter, and then it ends up being the best possible outcome, right? Because you can't read the label from inside the bottle. And so when you have a partner that you trust that brings just as much value to the table, 1 + 1 never equals 2, it equals 6. Right.
Next year we saying 1 + 1 = 10, bro.
10, yeah.
Because it equals 6 this year.
Yeah,
so,
we need to every year. So that's not the new thing that we're just gonna go to. Yeah. So 2024, 1 + 1 = 10. Yeah. But to his point, it has to have a multiplication effect. So while we keep saying we splitting the money in half, the reality is, like, you're taking a slingshot effect. It's like taking a step back to take a big leap forward.
I'd rather have 50% of a lot than 100% of a little.
Right. Like, I think we both can agree with the target we have next year. I don't think we'd have that same target if we were just solo entrepreneurs with the teams, right? The confidence comes from, so you're gonna be doing this while I'm doing this. You're gonna be doing this. I can't focus. We out of here.
Yeah. So,
you know
so here's a bit. So that's one lesson. Just that the weight that when you partner with the right person, the right look,
right,
with the right person, because this stuff can get ugly.
Fast.
It can go left if it's the wrong person.
Right.
So we partner with the right person. You should have a sigh of relief. But, and I told GA this, I told our team this, I said, I am the most confident right now than I've ever been as an entrepreneur. My 6 years of entrepreneurship, I have never been remotely as confident as I am right now, because I can focus on what I need to focus on. Like, I can stay in my zone of genius, marketing, sales, bringing in the business money, blowing up the brand. And I have a world-class partner that his zone of genius is experience, client success, and operations. So as I get the people on the plane, I know that he gonna have these people, everybody in the plane, feel like they're flying first class, right? And that gives me so much more confidence, so I can go sell more, because I know that back end is taken care of, right? And we had a first-hand experience about that, with our last mastermind event in Jamaica, which I know we'll talk about in a moment.
Yep.
But, like, if you partner right, it's like the Avengers, bro.
Yeah.
Like, Thor was cool. Iron Man was cool.
Right.
But when you put them together and he able to shoot the laser off Captain America's shield, but bro, it's scary out here.
And to take it a step further, y'all, like, it's even crazier when you're Marvel. We own all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you be the Avengers, you know what I'm saying? We want to own it all.
Yeah.
But nah, so that was really dope, because that It was dope, but in addition to that, it made the back half of the year just like 1,000,001 boxes we had to check, because we're doing it right, y'all. It's not a collaboration. It's not a money grab. We got attorneys involved and legal structures and multiple entities, and your other entity owns this piece and that piece. So this stuff, when you do the thing they don't tell you is when you do stuff right, it's hard. The reason why people do stuff wrong and janky is because it's easier on the front end.
Yeah.
Right. It's simpler just to like get out the door. It's harder to do it right on the front end, but when you do it right on the front end, it makes it so much easier on the back end. Like some of the friction that we had over the past 6 months was because we have great leaders on our team, right? They are playing defense while me and Carter are playing offense. And so they're like, yeah, I want y'all to run. I want y'all to dunk. I want y'all to score as many points as possible. But at the same token,
get back on D.
Right.
Get back.
You know what I'm saying? Don't forget about this. And so but it created friction because we're trying to run. It feels like somebody, like, like the athletes that be training and somebody's like holding the
with the rope.
Yeah. It's like, yo, let me out of here. You know what I'm saying? But they're just trying to protect like what we're building, right? And one of the most rewarding things, and Carter got a glimpse at it this year too, is when you have somebody who believes in what you're doing just as much as you believe in it, right? And it's not just delegating tasks and because you're on their payroll, but they're seeing new ways to do it better, and they're excited about ways that we can refine the business model. And that was some of the challenge though, right? In the best way possible. Like it forced us to do things right, which felt like slowing down. But ultimately, it's going to give us the infrastructure and the foundation to build as much as we want to build without wondering, is this thing going to crumble? We just like candidly talked about this on the way over here. It's like people don't understand scale. They say they want to scale, not realizing or understanding, have you done the stress test to determine, can your business at this level support the growth that you say you want? I want to do 10 million next year. I want to do 20. Bro, you got one person in a VA on your team.
Yeah.
Who's servicing those people?
Yeah, no, my homie said it when I was at the last Mastermind. He said, success will crumble you if you're not ready, right? So if you're trying to go from 500,000 to 5 million in 1 year, who's going to support the who's going to support the 5 million that you're trying to bring in? Who's going to support the people? So, it was great, but it was definitely tough moments. Like managing, I became so much a better leader than I was 6 months ago by fire. By fire. It was not by choice. It was like, yo, I have to become a better leader because if I don't, I'm going to lose. Well, we're going to lose. Yeah. These people, and it got. You have to call these stuff like, bro, if you don't get this shit together, the team might not be here much longer, bro.
100%. Like I got a call from one of my OG team members. She's like, yo, look. I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know. I was on my anniversary trip, and I'm a voice note guy, right? Yeah. I sent Carter a textbook. I said, yo, we gotta get this shit together. I said, bro, this could not happen. You know what I'm saying? But it begins, you don't know what you don't know, right? Like we didn't do anything wrong per se. Is that we had to become different people, and we had to evolve to the level of the business that we said we wanted to grow to support that. And
we had to have those conversations, like, we said we wanted this, right?
Like we hey, this is what you said you wanted, big boss energy, right? But I'm glad to say that like. I really feel that the team is confident than ever. We're more confident than ever. We have it's certain things that if it didn't happen, it wouldn't set us up for the way that we're doing it right now. Like we wouldn't have planned out our entire year had the team not been pushing us back on, y'all got to stop doing stuff last minute. But what happens is when you do something wrong and it goes right, you then start to get this ego or this level of invincibility of like, well, shoot, I'm him. I can launch an event in 7 days and they go crazy. I can get a suit the week of the award show and
shots fired.
And it's gonna fit right. It's gonna be perfect, right? Yeah. I can get a flight, the morning of and be fine. That's me, guys. I know my wife hates it, but yeah. So like when it gives you this false sense of like ego, and so we had to like go through those blows so that we could be the people and the business owners that we need to be now. Like we literally have our entire year forecast. We still got to like refine some of the details and all that, but we know we have the plan and the dates for all of our major things.
Yeah, I told my homie that who's a high level entrepreneur, and he was like, "You did what?"
We did it in Jamaica, which is the perfect segue.
Yeah. He's like, you planned out your entire year? He said, okay, you're a big business owner. You don't got a small business no more, bro. You got a big business now.
You forecasting now.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm having meetings with our CPA. I'm like, yo, bro, like, can you tell me how much we spending on paid media next year so we really are those guys now, which is crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah. But and I say those guys, I don't mean like in an ego way, like we them guys. I mean like we're the guys that our younger selves thought was possible, but now we're actually like living in that dream. Like when you saw like the successful business owners are like, man, one day maybe I could be something like that. But like now we are living in that moment, which we have to have gratitude for, because the challenging moments, like you can't get the rain without the mud, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like we want the rain, but we don't realize it comes with the mud, right? We want the sunshine, but don't realize it comes with the sweat, mm-hmm. right? So you have to realize like every action has an opposite but equal reaction. These are ingredients in the recipe. You just don't get the frosting, mm-hmm. right? You gotta eat the flour, you gotta eat the butter, you gotta like all the individual ingredients that when they're isolated seem terrible, but when you put them together, they're amazing.
And like you said, perfect segue to the next major experience and event that we learned from is like upgrading the level of our mastermind events, right? So like here's what I know to be true. There are a lot of coaching programs out there right now because it's the fastest growing business in mm-hmm. America. Coaching is the fastest growing business in America mm-hmm. right now.
Yep.
With that being said, because there are so many coaching programs, there is going to be a supply and demand issue that's going to come with anything else. Right. And I foresee it as being like how our college education system is right now. There are plenty of colleges, thousands of colleges across the country, mm-hmm. but there are JUCOs, mm-hmm. there are actual universities, and there are Ivy League.
Correct.
Right? And so I'm like, all right, GA, since we have this mastermind together that is bigger than both of us, we need to start to separate ourselves because everybody's going to come in the market. But if we're an Ivy League school, we're going to separate ourselves from all the universities, mm-hmm. all the JUCOs, and we're still going to have people wanting to work with us and be coached by us. So like we need to up level our experiences for our students or clients mm-hmm. so that they don't ever want to go to somebody else's coaching program. They want to stay with us.
Right. And I said, say less.
Yeah. And that's why I learned that he's, what did you say, CEO or something, Chief Experience Officer?
Yeah, Chief Vibe Officer.
Chief Vibe Officer. Yeah.
So we just got back, weeks ago from Jamaica, took our top clients out there, and it was a life-changing experience, right? If you go to our YouTube channel, we have a 5-minute recap that somewhat encapsulates the experience that we had. But man, it was amazing. And we got a chance to bring about the country. We had a mixer the Thursday night. We had all-day education that next morning, and then we had, what did we do?
So we have Donald just link that.
Yeah, just link it.
To because it's on the YouTube page. Yeah, link to that video. If y'all haven't seen it, pause the episode, go to Melanin Money Show on YouTube. Recently, it's going to be a video in Jamaica. That 5-minute recap is insane.
I've watched it multiple times, but the moral of the story is it will show you the level of value that we're pouring back. Like you don't have to wonder where the money's going, right? Mm-hmm. It's not like going from you to our pockets, right? It's going to our company, our infrastructure, our team, and putting you guys in a place where you can have world-class experiences. But yeah, so that just taught us, again, we have these masterminds, we have these coaching programs, but it's so important to like get the people together, get them in the room, mm-hmm. Connect, and just give them world-class experiences. Because again, if you don't especially as entrepreneurs, if you still work at a high-level company in corporate America, they might have retreats and company events, but when you're an entrepreneur, it's lonely, mm-hmm. right? It's lonely. You don't have company retreat unless you start doing them yourself, like we're doing them. Mm-hmm. And so now we're giving these up-and-coming entrepreneurs these retreats and these experiences that you miss when you leave corporate America. Some of the things, like it's not all a bed of roses when you come on entrepreneurship, right? You don't get the company expense card, you get the travel as a consultant, you don't get the team members in the office in the water cooler chat, you don't get none of that, right? And so we are creating and cultivating environments to where entrepreneurship is no longer lonely, mm-hmm. right? You might even find your co-founder, right? We've met each other at a conference, mm-hmm. and who would have thought, right? From 2019 to now,
God did.
God did. Don't ever play yourself.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I think the major takeaway from the Jamaica experience is that people need experiences like that, because I've been coaching some of the people in our program for years, but I saw them take more action after the Jamaica trip than they've taken years prior, because once you show somebody the life that they should be living, they can't unsee it. Mm-hmm. We had people crying like, I never experienced this. Like our farewell dinner was better than most people's weddings.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that because I think so. People came to us like, this event was better than my wedding. You know what I'm saying? And it just shows them, once you show somebody a life that they deserve, they'll drop a life that's lesser than that. So I think that we have to continue doing that. And everybody should be doing that to, anybody that they work with or their family members. Show people experiences that get them out of their comfort zone to make them feel like they deserve it. Like we just took our whole team on a private jet.
Yep.
16 passengers. Not
16,
small.
yeah. 8 steps. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? And they're like, yo, I cannot unsee this.
You know the only next level hit thing from here now, right?
I don't know.
Is a big boy yacht. We gotta
a big boy.
We've
been talking about that for a while.
It's next. And then since the helicopter didn't work out for this, you gotta let me land the helicopter.
You
gotta let me land the helicopter on the back
in the comments.
of the yacht.
Let me know, y'all. Is this extra or not? Would this have not been the reach of the year of extraness or not? Okay, he wanted to take a private jet from where we were to Atlanta, land, and have the helicopter at the Clearport waiting for us to pick us up from the Clearport and drop us off at the rooftop of our hotel so we can check in from the rooftop.
Nothing extra about that.
That's okay.
No, Atlanta traffic is terrible. Right, and we had to go through the run through. It was just a convenient thing to do, and it just so happened that it would have been a vibe. Those two things are not mutually exclusive. Okay, it just so happened that it would have been a vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Like somebody has to put a stop to this man.
So we're gonna land the helicopter on the. Then they're gonna be waiting. They already gonna be on the yacht, chilling, doing their thing. We're gonna land the helicopter on the back of the yacht. Cool.
If
you do your job, man. Do your job. Guess what, people? Fill up the yacht.
Let me handle the vibes, bro. Jesus Christ.
But yeah, so that's probably next.
Okay.
Or it's on the list. I won't say it's next. It's on the list.
It's gonna happen next year.
Okay, cool. I'm with it.
Y'all heard it here first. It's gonna happen next year.
It's gonna happen next year.
Landing a helicopter on the yacht.
Boom. You know me, I'm the receipts king. That's like 2021. I'm gonna find that text message conversation between us. But anyways, so that was Jamaica. It was a vibe. Take people out the country, create experiences. The lesson learned in that just we didn't give ourselves enough runway. Yeah. But it was so great that it got overshadowed by those things. So just give yourself time and space, right? Like, do not try to cram things and get them executed in a short period of time, because the problem is it will go well, but you won't get to enjoy it as much. Mm-hmm. Right? Like our event for next year, this is going to be happening mid-year. When it sells out in May, end of May, then we got 60 days to just like, you know what I'm saying, just like lead into it. Like that's going to be great. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't have to worry about all of the details like going up to it. So give yourself space, grace, and runway, and create world-class experiences for the people in your life.
Dope. Okay. I don't think we should talk about the award show right now.
Nah, because we wouldn't really be able to reflect on that.
Yeah, that's gonna be a whole separate episode. So what we could do is just have we done a reach of the week today?
I think I kind of would like with the wing thing. Like people like why like.
Let me see if I can find something right quick, guys. One thing we're trying to make sure we do is a reach of the week, because there's so many things happening in the world right now where people are literally reaching. I mean, I think between the splitting your bed down the middle, and the people
and financing
wings
after paying the wings is crazy.
It's crazy.
That is crazy.
Okay, yeah, that could be the reach of the week. Stop reaching, y'all.
Any other housekeeping things? Any just things we need to let the people know? I mean, if y'all don't y'all, Carter. Oh yeah, so my brother went platinum, y'all. He went platinum. He had an episode to do over 100,000.
Oh yeah,
he went platinum. Shout out to the tax free. Tax free living Mondays. He went platinum, y'all.
Yeah. On our YouTube channel, which y'all should be watching this episode in, because we are dripped up right now. We had our first video get over 100,000 views, and if I check the page right now,
174 is my guess. I'm just gonna guess 174.
174,000.
I'm gonna guess.
Let's see where we at. 167,000.
Not bad. That's pretty damn close.
Yeah. In 11 days, which is
that's pretty close.
Pretty insane.
Yeah, so I see all that to say.
The bigger thing. Jesus, we should have recorded this episode like 2 hours later. We're at 29,900 YouTube subscribers. I thought we were
30,000.
30K on the episode.
That'd be lit. By the time y'all see it, right? We'll be at 30K.
Easily.
Yeah. But nah, man, like 28 of those 1,000 happened in the past 12 months, which is crazy. Which is nuts. Yeah. Right. So we'll be at
100,000 subs by next year.
Oh, what?
Easy.
1,000. Clip that up, Donald. Put it in the vault, because that way you got to go out and dig it out when we need it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Go ahead. So again, like, subscribe, support. And again, like, we look forward to seeing y'all next year. We're going to put a lot more emphasis on our media, which y'all going to see.
100%.
Because we want to make sure that y'all are able to, more people are able to know about us, more people are able to view us. And we do have experiences. It's easier to get people in the room because we've done our job to bring value to all these people from afar.
At scale, yep.
At scale, so they'll want to see us in person. But I'm really refreshing this YouTube thing to see if we'll get 30,000.
See if we get there.
We'll talk about it on another episode.
But guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Melanin Money Show. Again, please like, subscribe, share this content, and we can't wait to see you on the next episode.
Peace.
Peace.